Here's the revised text with the timeline removed, names changed, and the tone made more intriguing. In a quiet Seattle suburb, where cherry blossoms whispered secrets of spring, Clara Bennett moved through her morning with a practiced grace. In her sunlit kitchen, she prepared breakfast, her thoughts drifting to her 10-year-old daughter, Lily, who was gearing up for a school presentation. Clara, a nurse at the local hospital, was a beacon of comfort to her patients, her gentle smile earning her the nickname Angel Nurse among colleagues. Her care seemed to mend not just bodies but souls. "Mom, I'm freaking out about this math test," Lily said, bounding down the stairs, her auburn curls bouncing as she fumbled with her uniform buttons. The girl was a spark of light, bright, beloved at school, with a passion for books and a mind that shone in her stellar grades. "You'll ace it, Lily," Clara reassured, smoothing jam onto toast with a tender stroke of her daughter's hair. "We practiced, didn't we?" Breakfast was a sacred ritual for Clara, a fleeting moment of connection with Lily and her husband, David. But when Lily glanced around and asked, "Where's Dad?" Clara's smile faltered. "He had an early meeting," she said, masking the unease creeping into her chest. David, a charismatic salesman, had been swallowed by work lately. Late nights, weekend calls, and a distance in his eyes were becoming all too familiar. Once, he'd been the dad who tossed a ball with Lily in the backyard or planned family picnics. Now, those moments felt like ghosts. Clara drove Lily to school, her mind heavy with concern. Over the past weeks, Lily had been picking at her meals and mentioning headaches. Clara chalked it up to childhood quirks, but a mother's instinct whispered something darker. "You feeling okay, sweetheart?" she asked, glancing at Lily's reflection in the car window. "Just tired," Lily murmured, her usual vibrancy dimmed. Clara's grip tightened on the steering wheel. At the hospital, Clara slipped into her white coat, tending to patients with her trademark warmth. But her thoughts lingered on her family. On the surface, they were the picture of happiness, but subtle cracks were forming: David's absences, Lily's fading spark. That evening, when Clara returned home, Lily was sprawled on the couch, homework scattered. "How was Hannah's party?" Clara asked. "Fun, but I felt kinda sick," Lily admitted, her smile strained. Clara's heart clenched. Was it just too much cake or something more? David didn't come home until after 9, his face weary, eyes glued to his phone. "Work's insane," he muttered, brushing off Clara's offer to reheat dinner. Their once lively conversations about Lily's school or shared dreams had dwindled to silence. Later, as Clara tucked Lily in, she gazed at her daughter's sleeping face, a fierce resolve stirring. This family was her world, and she'd protect it at all costs. But as she lay beside David, his unfamiliar distance gnawed at her. Something was shifting, something she couldn't yet name. Weeks passed, and David's absences grew. Business trips multiplied, his excuses colder, his phone never leaving his hand. At breakfast one morning, he announced, "I'm off to Portland for 3 days." Clara's voice was soft but pointed. "Lily's parent-teacher conference is coming up." David's eyes didn't lift from his screen. "This deal's big. Can you handle it?" The dismissal stung, and Lily's quiet gaze from across the table said she felt it too. At the hospital, Clara confided in her colleague, Nurse Rachel, during a break. "David's work is swallowing him whole. I'm carrying everything alone." Rachel's brow furrowed. "You seem exhausted. Is it just his job or something else?" Clara forced a smile, but doubt coiled tighter in her gut. One weekend, with David gone again, Clara took Lily to the park. As Lily swung on the swings, she said softly, "Mom, Dad doesn't play with us anymore." Clara's throat tightened. "He's working hard for us, sweetheart." But Lily's words cut deeper. "He used to laugh with us. Now he's gone." That night, Lily barely touched her dinner, her face pale. "My stomach hurts," she whispered. Clara's worry surged. The next day, she took Lily to Dr. Carter, their trusted pediatrician. "She's been off her food, getting headaches," Clara explained. Dr. Carter's eyes were kind but sharp. "Any changes at home?" he asked. Clara hesitated. David's been distant. Less family time. The doctor nodded. Kids feel that. Lily's sensitive. Let's run some blood tests to rule out anything physical. Clara's heart pounded as she nodded. Days later, the results were clear, no physical issues. But Lily's symptoms worsened. Dizziness, nausea, and calls from school became frequent. Mrs. Bennett, Lily's in the nurse's office again. The school nurse said one afternoon. Clara's colleagues covered for her as she rushed to pick up her daughter, guilt and fear battling within her. That evening, she confronted David. Lily's not okay. Can you make time for us? His response was curt. You're a nurse, Clara. You've got this. Work's brutal right now. His words landed like a slap, implying her role was to carry the family alone. Then came the day that shattered everything. Clara was at the hospital, tending to a young patient, when her phone rang. Mrs. Bennett? It's Nurse Thompson from Lily's school. She collapsed in class. She's conscious, but you need to get her to a hospital now. Clara's world tilted. She raced to the school, finding Lily pale and fragile in the nurse's office. Mom, Lily whispered, her voice faint. Clara scooped her up, her heart thundering, and sped to St. Mary's Hospital. The emergency team moved swiftly. Her blood pressure's low, pulse unstable, Dr. Alvarez said, ordering tests. As Lily gripped Clara's hand, fear in her eyes, Clara called David. Voicemail. David, Lily's in the hospital. Come now, she said, her voice shaking. An hour later, Dr. Alvarez returned, his face grave. We found abnormal substances in her blood. Possibly toxic. Clara's breath caught. Toxic? What does that mean? The doctor's next words chilled her. We need to involve the police. Police? Clara's mind reeled. Nurse Emily approached, urgency in her voice. Call your husband again. He needs to be here. Clara dialed, and this time David answered. Lily might have been poisoned, she said, the word heavy on her tongue. Silence stretched on the line before David stammered, poisoned? How? When David arrived, his face was ashen. Dr. Alvarez delivered the verdict. Arsenic-based poison, ingested over weeks. Not lethal, but enough to cause her symptoms. Detective Larson, a calm woman with piercing eyes, took over. Has Lily been around anyone new? Anyone giving her food or drinks? Clara racked her brain. Just school friends, neighbors. Then Lily's weak voice cut through. Dad's friend. The nice lady. She gave me sweets. The room froze. Clara's gaze snapped to David, who looked away. What lady, Lily? Detective Larson asked. Last weekend, with Dad at the park, Lily said. Clara's pulse roared. David had claimed he was at work. David, explain, the detective pressed. He faltered. It was. Olivia, a colleague. Clara's world crumbled. A colleague meeting their daughter? The truth unraveled swiftly. Olivia Harper, David's coworker, was arrested. Identical arsenic-laced cookies were found in her apartment, along with chilling messages on her phone. If the kid's gone, David's mine. Slow and steady, then an accident. She'd planned to eliminate Lily and Clara next, staging a car crash. David admitted to a 6-month affair, claiming he never suspected Olivia's intentions. I thought she just liked kids, he said, his voice hollow. Lily recovered in the ICU, Clara by her side, while David left to consult a lawyer. Nurse Rachel brought Clara coffee, her support a lifeline. Lily's strong. You both are, she said. At the police station, David confessed to Detective Larson that he'd introduced Lily to Olivia, thinking it harmless. The betrayal cut Clara deeper than any poison. Jessica's trial made headlines, a 12-year sentence for attempted murder. David lost his job, his reputation in tatters. Clara, supported by her hospital family, moved with Lily to a seaside apartment. The sound of Puget Sound's waves soothed their wounds. Lily thrived at her new school, her laughter returning, her cheeks rosy again. Mom, our new home's perfect, she said, gazing at the ocean. Clara smiled, tying Lily's hair. It's ours, sweetheart. One autumn evening, as Lily read in bed, she said, Mom, I want to be a nurse like you. To help people. Clara's heart swelled. I'll be right there cheering you on. Gazing at the sea, Clara realized family wasn't just blood, it was love, trust, and resilience. Lily's laughter filled the room, a promise of brighter days. We're our own kind of family, aren't we? Lily said. Clara hugged her tight. The best kind, Lily. Just us. Outside, the sunset painted the waves gold, and Clara knew they'd forged something unbreakable, a future built on hope, no matter what they'd faced.